When Austin was about 6 years old, we lived in Wichita, and he came home from school one day, and he said, our teacher gave us today in school, and I want to go raise money for this charity. He said, I'm going to go ask our neighbors for some money. And I said, all right, is this an assignment? Is something you have to do? He said, no, I just want to do it. I want to help these people out. So he went and asked the neighbors for money.
Lyndsey, I will never forget the moment when I looked up in the gym at camp and saw you for the first time. You were standing over a pile of cardboard, laughing with your friends, and I immediately got butterflies in my stomach. 3 months after that life-changing moment, I was making the long drive back home after a weekend with you that included our first date, and all I could think about was how I already knew that I was in love with you.
4 years ago, we were both probably thinking about our summer and how we were quickly approaching camp. I remember thinking and being nervous about how the week would go and what to expect. The first thing I remember noticing about you was how good you were with the kids. I remember watching you run around with no care in the world, making sure that those kids had the best week of their lives. From then on, I knew I wanted to get to know you. Yes, they caught me staring at you, but I couldn't help it. I remember every chance I could try and sit next to you, talk to you, or just be near you.
So I went down to my office because I worked at home. I came up later and Annette was home and she said, where's Austin? And I immediately panicked because it was like an hour and a half later. It's like, I jumped in my truck and I'm driving all over the neighborhood trying to find him. I thought he was going to stay right there in the cul-de-sac. Hell, he was only 6. I found him at the front of the neighborhood. And I pull up in my truck and I said, what are you doing? He said, I've only got one more cul-de-sac to go, Dad, and I'm done. He went to every single house in that neighborhood. And he asked for money for that charity. And he was 6 or 7 years old. And he got in the truck, and I said, how'd you do? He said, Dad, you should have seen the look on his face. He said, Dad, I raised $100. And that charity was the American Cancer Society.
Mysteries about what life holds for us from here on out, but with you by my side and on my team, I know that life will be amazing. There's truly no one else I'd rather spend my life with, tackle life's challenges with, and grow old with. That day at camp almost 4 years ago, I looked up and found the love of my life, my soulmate, and my best friend. I love you more than words can describe, and I always will.
Austin, you mean the world to me. You have made me a better person, and I'm so excited to call you my husband in a few short hours. I can't wait to grow with you, create memories with you, and just continue to enjoy life with you. I've been waiting for this day since I can remember, and I know it's going to be perfect because I'm marrying you.
And when he was a sophomore in college, he heard about this Camp Quality. I know that experience of working there has affected him deeply, and I'm sure the rest of his life he'll be involved in that camp somehow. But he went to this camp, and part of his group that he spent a lot of time with, there were these twin boys. They weren't Austin's companions, but they were part of the group he was in. And so he got to know these twins quite a bit. And the next year, when he went back, he knew that the companion for those twin boys was not there that year. And he asked somebody, hey, who's got the twins this year? And somebody said, she does. And he looked up and he saw Lyndsey Jo Edwards.
Austin, you may now kiss Lyndsey, your beautiful bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Austin Cook.
and Austin went to the same camp, and that's Camp Quality. And for you guys that don't know that, it's a camp for children that have been through cancer and have survived cancer, and it's a great cause. So this is where they actually met. So she gets home from camp, and she instantly tells me about this boy. She's like, wow, I thought this boy was one, too good to be true. I just thought it was another phase. And I was like, wow, she's really grown up.
Austin is a very decisive man. He thinks out his every move and always has a plan. I always knew that the day Austin met a long-term girlfriend, that she would be the one. The time came when Austin met this girl, and from the moment I met Lyndsey, I knew that she was the right one for him.
Saw Lyndsey Joe Edmonds, and the words out of his mouth were to somebody, "Oh, heck yeah." Now, I don't know if "oh, heck yeah," I don't know if that defines love at first sight, but I think he was quite smitten with her right away.